Okay, two more classes. Uh, several announcements first. Oops, it's not working. So today we are going to post the last lab. So in this lab, you are going to exploit an implementation flaw in OpenSSL. So you are going to steal some data from the memory of the victim's web server. So we have developed the script for you to run. So you just need to run the script, observe whether the attack is successful. So you should be able to finish in, the TA said 10 minutes, but I will be conservative, maybe 30 minutes. But start early, don't wait for the last day. This Friday, the last class, so we are going to end this semester with a quiz. There's nothing more thrilling than that. So it will be, I promise, it will be a very simple one, so you don't need to prepare. But make sure you come here. If you don't come here, you will not get that score. So today we are going to talk about several things. Yeah.
Can you repeat what the time was?
I think it's December 9th, but I haven't got the confirmation.
It's Tuesday. Actually, it's Wednesday. It's on December.
Yes, it's posted online, but I still need to confirm with the university. So I will send you guys email when I get the confirmation. So today and Friday, we're going to talk about cybercrime. So today we're going to talk about dark web, underground economy, and also underground marketplaces, and also malware and Botnet. So on Monday, we started what is Tor. So usually Tor is used for anonymous internet communication for some very good reasons, and we can use it to bypass censorship. But in the meantime, it can also be used to host some websites, and those websites can only be visited via Tor. And usually those websites they form what is called the darknet. So darknet is different from deep web. So maybe you heard the word deep web before. Usually when people are saying deep web, they are referring to the web content that is behind some kind of authentication. For example, Facebook. Google cannot index that because you have to be a Facebook user to access those data. But dark web is different. Dark web is not only behind authentication, it's actually behind Tor. And it's usually not indexed by Google. The web that is indexed by Google is usually called the surface web. So usually this is an image of our internet today. So all the websites you are visiting, probably you are here visiting the surface web. But there are a lot of dirty and illegal stuff in the dark web. And because it's behind Tor, no one knows the physical location of those web servers, and no one knows who is running those web servers, and nor enforcement can easily identify those things. So a lot of illegal, dirty stuff there. So that's what we're going to talk today. So those websites are usually in Tor terminology, it is called the hidden web service. So basically, if you want to run a hidden web service, you want to anyone who can access Tor to visit your website. But they have no way to find out where is your server and who you are. There is no way for them to track that, but they can easily visit that website as long as they can connect to Tor. So those websites, they are resistant to all kinds of censorship and also physical attacks because even law enforcement agencies, they don't know where they are. Even though there has been some research in recent years try to disclose to de-anonymize Tor, but it's not that successful. But the technology to de-anonymize is also improving. So probably in the future, there will be ways to identify those websites. So to visit those websites behind Tor, you have to use a special domain name. So here you can see all those websites, the domain name ends with .onions. So the DNS we are using today, the Google DNS, they cannot resolve this kind of domain name. So this is not really a standard domain name. This is just some pseudo domain name you can only use in Tor. So in Tor, there is not like our DNS service. So everything is peer-to-peer. So those there are servers and also other users to help you resolve those domain names. But maybe resolve is not the right word for it. So actually what happens is you try to visit this kind of a domain name or URL, then the Tor network will help you and the web server to build a secure collection. So everyone that helps you and the web server to relay the message do not really say who you are and who the server is, but you will be able to collect to the server, and the server will be able to send the message back to you. So the most famous or infamous website in Tor might be this one, Silk Road. So you can find a lot of illegal stuffs. Most of them are drugs on Silk Road. So I think it was online 2011 or 2010. It was taken down 2013, but now there are some new versions of Silk Road, but we don't know if they are actually run by the same group of people. So on this website, you can buy a lot of illegal things, drugs, but a lot of researchers trying to find out how much money they make and what they are selling there. And the very interesting thing is they never sell stolen information on this website. So like stolen credit card information, those kind of things you cannot find on Silk Road. So according to FBI, Silk Road between 2011 and 2013, this website did 1.2 billion worth of business. And the guy who is running this website, his pseudonym is Dread Pirate Robert from the movie. What is the movie?
Princess Bride.
Yeah, Princess Bride, yes. So according to FBI, he made $80 million in 2 years. But those are in Bitcoin, not really in dollars. So 2013, this guy was arrested, and the FBI says he might be the Dread Pirate Roberts, and he was born 1984, very young. So there are a lot of theories how FBI actually identified him and how FBI shut down this website. There is a good documentary I will show you guys later. So they talked about how it happened, but the takeaway is probably FBI didn't find any weakness in Tor itself. Just this guy has been successful for 2 years, so he has been arrogant and starting to be careless and left a lot of clues here and there. So also in our lab, we are also interested in all kinds of underground economy, underground marketplaces. So this is a paper we published this year. So in this paper, we actually crawled data from 12 underground marketplaces. And you can see that we are interested in what are they selling on those websites, who are the sellers, the social dynamics between the sellers and the buyers, and how much money they have been spending and making from those websites. So we crawled 12 websites, and you can see they are basically forums. So you can see the name, you can see they do all kinds of illegal things. For example, forum 2 we have here is Russian-speaking carders. So carders are the guys who make fake credit cards. And there are also, this one is verified service, all kinds of service. You can do mirror, you can CC with CCV, so they steal credit card information and try to sell those credit card information online with a very, very cheap price. Sometimes a high-end credit card they sell for $10, and for regular credit card sometimes they sell for 10 cents, and they sell like thousands of credit card numbers at once. So this is another interesting thing we discovered on this one of this website. So one of the users was selling what is so-called schemers. So this is what the criminals they put on the ATM, and just when you put your card, insert your card to ATM, it will go through this schemer first. So the schemer will read your credit card information, and some very high-end schemers also has a camera in it. So it will, when you type your PIN, it will record your PIN, and also usually they have a GSM module, so it will directly send the collected information to a phone number or somewhere. And we found that there is one guy selling this. He has several posts in Russian and in English, and those devices very expensive. I think it's $5,000 for something like this. And we also find that there are people selling fake passport, and the driver's license, and all kinds of sales, holograms, and some of them are actually US based, so they can make fake IDs. Also, we find some interesting things on those websites, because they are kind of mature. They have their customer base. There are a lot of advertisements on those websites, and most of them are selling credit cards. So the word dump here means a lot of stolen credit card information. So they put their ICQ number there, all kind. Those are big vendors, I guess. Yeah, this one has a very cool logo actually. Yeah. So I don't remember what does this Russian mean. So when we, oh, you read that?
I can.
Yeah. So what does this mean?
Which one?
Those two.
That means that's like personal, like it says project, which means stamps, like without lishny vopusky, that means like you can get other people's data or like personal stamps. I don't know what that means. Without your own, like you don't have to show your own ID. Lishny means like personal data, so you have to show your own stuff. You can just get other people's. Sorry,
Oh, that's great. Actually, when we did the research, we also hired a Russian-speaking research assistant to help us translate some of this. So yeah. So if you speak Russian, actually, you position yourself in a very unique position to study this kind of things. And also, why this is related to network security? Because we also find that there are a lot of rental for botnet. So you can rent botnet to sending out spam or do some DDoS attack, and the price is not very high. So this one you can rent a botnet for $50 one night. We don't know how big that botnet is, but it sounds like it's not very expensive because botnet can do a lot of damages. So this actually leads to our next topic is malware and botnets. So imagine, let's say, we have full control of someone else's computer remotely. As a criminal, how can you make money from that? So one way to do it is you can steal some information from the user who is using that computer. You can install some keyloggers. So possibly you can steal credit card information. You can steal email account, email password, and also you can install some ransomware on that computer to blackmail these users. And also, because you take full control of the computer, you can also generate fake transactions. For example, one of those malware did was what's called the man in the browser attack. So basically, the malware will monitor what the user does. And if the user log into a bank account, then that malware will try to inject some additional bank transactions, like sending some money to another account. And it can also change that web page because it can take full control of the computer to alter the web pages. So the users, they do not really see that in their browser. So this is called a man in the browser attack. And recently, the ransomware has been very popular. And this is a real ransomware called CryptoLocker. So I think last year we got some email, even some ASU computers were infected by this CryptoLocker. So basically what this software does is it will try to first exploit your computer and get into your computer, then encrypt your whole hard disk with some randomly generated RSA public keys. So the only way to get your data back is to use a private key to decrypt that. However, the private key was never generated on your computer. It was generated remotely on the servers, and the server sends the public key to your computer, and the program will encrypt your hard disk. So in order to get those private key, you have to pay Bitcoin. So we did a research on this. I remember it was 2 Bitcoin. Usually it's 2 Bitcoin, which is also like 8 to 1,000 US dollars for one computer to decrypt the hard disk. And so usually they will tell you what is a Bitcoin address like this. You have to send your money. And since this is a Bitcoin address, it doesn't have to be the same for each instance of this malware. So different computers, when they are infected with CryptoLocker, they will get a different Bitcoin address. So it will be harder for researchers or law enforcement agencies to track who is actually behind each Bitcoin address. So there are other popular ransomwares. There are several on Android. They can also encrypt your Android hard disk or just lock your Android phone. So if you want to unlock it, you have to pay some money. And recently, I think this is this week. Yeah, this week. So I don't know which ransomware. I didn't read it. So one ransomware locks up San Francisco's public transportation's ticket machines. So I think that day everyone got a free ride. You don't have to pay because the ticket machine was locked. And this may not sound very serious, but then several hospitals they have fallen victim to ransomware this year and last year, and many operations, surgeries have been delayed because of this. So it's a very serious thing. So all this we just discussed are the ways criminals they can make money by install malware on one machine or several machines. But if the criminals they control a large scale of machines, like thousands or even millions of machines at the same time, they can do something more serious. So they can ask those machines to do DDoS attack to whatever target they want to do. So and they can rent that out. That is what we saw on the black market. So they rent their botnet out to do some DDoS attack, and they can send spams, and also they can just simply ask those machines to visit some website or URL to do a click fraud, and also can do all kinds of other attacks the DNS servers, a lot of options there. But the problem is maybe 1/4, a quarter of the collected computers, they are already part of one botnet, or sometimes they might be part of multiple botnets, but users they don't even know. So your computer might already be part of a botnet, but you don't know. And sometimes users do not care, depends on what this botnet does. For example, the botnet wants to do some click fraud, then it may not damage your computer or your financial information whatsoever. So you may not really care. So users sometimes they really don't have any incentive to detect if their computer is compromised, is part of a botnet. So for the criminals, they want to compromise as many hosts as possible. So they use all kinds of malwares, like worms, to exploit the vulnerabilities of your computer. And then as long as that computer is compromised, that computer will be part of the botnet, which listen to commands from a centralized entity. And that centralized entity could be a logical one. So all the hosts in the network is called bots or robots, and also zombies. So we already discussed that right now the botnet is also a major threat to the internet, because some of the botnets they may have millions of computers, and if you organize them all together to do something, it can be very serious. Yeah.
If you use Wireshark on your computer, could you see this kind of traffic?
Yes, but how do you know that is a botnet? Because sometimes it depends on what kind of protocol they're using. They could use IRC or they could use HTTP. If it's HTTP, it's really hard for you to tell if that's just you or any service on your computer trying to talk to a server. So Windsurf, I think he is the guy who invented TCP/IP, right? So at some point he said that he estimates a quarter of the hosts collected to internet, they are already part of some kind of a botnet. So usually what happens is we have a bot master, and which also serves a command and control center. And this bot master will try to exploit some computer first, and all those computers, as long as they are part of the network botnet, they will try to exploit more computers on the internet. then eventually all those computers will listen to this bot master, and the bot master will send out all kinds of commands. So this is a key part for law enforcement to take down a botnet. So basically, right now there are several types of botnet architecture, and there could be like a centralized one. There is a centralized, logically centralized command and control, and there could be P2P and other ones. And like we said, CNC is the weakest link. So many early botnet, they will use this centralized architecture, and they use IRC to communicate. So if you don't know what is IRC, IRC is basically an internet relay chat tool for you and your friends to chat. It's kind of like a discussion room. So you go there and chat. But the botnet, they use this as the command and control channel. So all the compromised computers, they will have an account. They will join an IRC channel, and the bot master there will send out some messages. So all those compromised computers will see that message, but those messages are not just data information. They can be used as a command. So it was very popular at the early stage of botnet because usually IRC servers, they are free to use, and it can be easily managed. You just need to create IRC channel, and they can also use that to remotely upgrade the binary. So here is an example. So this is like an IRC server, and all those Windows boxes, they will try to collect that IRC server, then join another channel, then just wait the bot master to send them commands in that channel. And here's another example. I don't remember which botnet this is. So here we can see that maybe this is our computer, the victim's computer, joined this channel, and the bot master, this guy, is sending out some commands. So even though this is just chat text, but the compromised computers will treat this as command. So all the computers will perform a DDoS attack, use SIM flooding to this IP address. And they can also do other kinds of scanning. So basically, they can do whatever they want because it has full control of the victim's computer. So there are several famous botnet using IRC as a CNC channel. AngleBot, SDBot, SpyBot, GTBot. But how many of you have been using IRC? How many of you are still using IRC? Oh, you are still using? Okay, so you can see that maybe 90% of people are not using IRC. So IRC could be a very simple indicator that the botnet is using this as a communication channel. So this is like the early stage, and right now all the botnets, they are moving to HTTP, just visiting a website. For example, the bot master can create a Twitter account, and all those compromised computers will just follow that Twitter account. Then the bot master will just tweet some commands there. Or the bot master can use some very strange domain name, and those domain names will not be registered by anyone else because they are very strange, very long. And all the compromised computers, they will use the same algorithm to calculate what is that domain. And at a certain time, they will collect to that domain. So, and that is actually what happened for one of the botnet topic we are going to talk in a moment. So Agbot was a very complicated botnet. The user side, the victim side, has more than 20,000 lines of C or C++ code. They used IRC, and they used a large numbers of exploits to exploit the victim. They are capable of doing a DDoS attack, and they protect themselves using share encoding polymorphism. And very interesting is this botnet, whenever your computer is compromised, it will try to protect your computer from other attacks. So this botnet try to keep the victim's computer keep in this Agbot botnet. It doesn't want to lose any computer to its competitors, to other botnet. And SDBot was also a famous one. This one is kind of small. So the binary code at the victim side was not really doing anything malicious, but it can be easily extended for all kinds of malicious purposes. So as researcher and law enforcement, if we want to analyze a bot or botnets, usually what we do is we capture the malware samples, and we can do all kinds of reverse engineering to understand how it works. And also, if we want to understand how the server works, we also need to run this malware in a controlled environment, so we can observe all the communications between the malware and its CNC server. So if that malware is using IRC, then it's kind of simple to say the communication. And it's also simple to say who is in this chat room. So basically everyone in this chat room is just another compromised computer. So we can estimate how many computers have been compromised, how many computers are in this botnet. But now they are moving to HTTP. It's just like so even if we run something like this, we will not be able to say how many other computers have been compromised and are in this network. There is another form of botnet we talked is like the P2P architecture. So P2P architecture would be safer for the criminals because it would be harder to take it down. But however, anyone can join that P2P network, so we can estimate how many computers are in that P2P network. So even though it might be safer for the with more resilience for the criminals, but also it gives away a lot of information about that botnet. So some concrete examples about CRC control channels. There are some commands, okay, maybe not important, and we talked about this. There could be HTTP, web, and domain, and P2P. So in 2009, there was a very, very interesting paper published by researchers from UCSB. So the title was "Your Botnet is My Botnet: Analysis of a Botnet Takeover." So basically what happened is they took over a botnet for 10 days. So they observed everything that was going on in that botnet. The name of the botnet was called Torpig. So it was a very sophisticated botnet. Besides doing DDoS attack and all kinds of attacks, that botnet, the malware, tries to collect the sensitive information from the victim. So if that victim logs into any website, that malware will try to sniff that account and password, and if there is a form to web form to input credit card information, also that malware will try to steal that credit card information. So in that 10 days, they observed 180,000 infections, and they gathered almost 70 GB of data. So 70 GB means 70 GB of credit card information, user account, bank account, everything like that. And they observed 1.2 million unique IP addresses collecting to that botnet in 10 days. So how they did this is they actually, like we just discussed, so they get the malware sample, they reverse engineer it, they understand how it works. So what they find out is very interesting. This botnet will try to collect a domain name as its CNC contact point. But that domain name is dynamically generated. It uses all kinds of information, like what is the date of today. So basically, the attackers, the criminals, they can change their CNC domain name. So even if this domain name has been identified by FBI, the next week it will be changed. But what they identified is, first, through reverse engineering, they figured out how that domain generation algorithm works. It takes basically takes date and try to add some top-level domain names there to form a URL or domain name. And very interesting is they also, after they figured out this, they put the next week's state there to generate a domain name. And they go to see who registered that domain name. And very interesting is they find the one domain or several domains have not been registered. So they registered those domain names. So which means then they set up a Apache server, because they are using HTTP. So they set up an Apache server, web server, so wait for all the botnet to collect to their CNC server. So they find that they were able to register domain names for 3 weeks, 21 days actually. But on the 10th day, the criminals, they actually find a way to disrupt this. They will be able to update all the binaries of Torbit. So the new binary use a very even more sophisticated domain algorithm, and they register the future domains. So, but still, the researchers, they will be able to take over the whole botnet for 10 days. That's really a very exciting thing. Talking about millions of compromised computers collecting to you in 10 days. So there is a very good video about this. They gave a very nice talk. It's a 1 hour, maybe longer than 1 hour talk, but it's very interesting how they did it. It's kind of, I have to say, even though they are very good researchers, but to pull off something like this, you have to be lucky, because the attackers didn't register those domain names. They could. They just forget, or they didn't want to do it beforehand. So in those 10 days, they try to measure what scale of this botnet and how what kind of information they are collecting. So we can see here, in that 10 days, they collect 50,000 mailbox account, more than 1 million email account, and 11 million form data. And a lot of those form data could be credit card information or other your identity information, a lot of sensitive things. And in that 11 million form of data, these are the credit card information they found. They found 8,000 credit card information, and in US from 60 different financial institutions, Chase, Capital One. So basically, everyone's credit card information. So hijacking botnet. The key to hijacking botnet is to hijack the command and control server. So not only researchers do that, but also government. They also try to do something like this. So this is last year. So FBI takes down Dredex botnet. And also this is this year or also last year, FBI and Microsoft, they worked together to take down several, I think 2 or 3 botnet. When they say take down the botnet, means basically they cannot clean the malware from each machine, but they are taking down the command and control server. So if you are interested in this, I recommend you to watch this, Cybercrimes with Ben Hammersley. So in the first episode, he talked about how FBI identified Dread Pirate Roberts and the stories behind it. And I think there are 6 episodes. Yeah, and you can find this on Netflix. So it seems like we have everything ready to do some cybercrime. We have the technology, we have a Tor to hide our trace, but still one part is missing. Is how you can securely pay and gather money, and anonymously pay and gather money, and that part is Bitcoin. So the last class we are going to discuss Bitcoin, and also I have one advertisement to announce. So I'm looking for maybe one research assistant who can work on FPGA and very low-level stuff. If you are comfortable reading disassembly or writing assembly, just send me an email. So this will be a project with Intel. Cool. That's it for today. Any questions? Yeah.
Someone actually like and it's their bot, and then we figure out how and then it's like from there it's like okay, so we figure out how this particular bot works, and then maybe it's in there and they get also like I have follow on a bot or at least figure out how to so we did something that makes sense, or I guess.
You know who that is by chance?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay. Never mind. He's not like a TA in any classes or anything.
He's the TA for this.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he usually here?
No, he doesn't count.
Okay, that's why I thought it was you because I saw that you were a TA here. And I was talking to him on the email, so anyways, I got you guys mixed up. Thanks though.
Oh, just the VM. Yes, it will be the same VM we used before.
Okay.
You ever look at Pastebin? You like go through Pastebin at all? It's like notepad for the internet. It's like it's a service.
Uh-huh.
It's offered. It's like a service kind of website, and I see a lot of dark web links on there, different things like that. And I was just curious if you'd ever.
It's actually very interesting if you want to do contact research in the university. A lot of things, because you are going to visit a lot of illegal stuff.
Sketchy places, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, if you want to do this in the university environment, there will be a lot of jobs, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. So actually, one of our, you know Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin was interested in what? Something related
He's doing Bitcoin stuff, I think.
Yeah, then we thought maybe Bitcoin would be better because nothing illegal. Because when he joined our lab, we were worried that he was 17 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were worried what if he saw something illegal. It would be trouble for us.
Right.
Yes, but he was interested.
Anyway, I was just curious about, because I'd spent a lot of time looking at different dark web stuff. I found it kind of fascinating. I went on the Silk Road before they shut it down, just to see.
Yes,
It is. How much do you think is Russian, if you had to guess?
I don't know. We have been thinking about because the internet, we kind of have a map of the internet.
Yeah.
Right? But there is no map for darknet.
Right.
So we thought about how can we
So
build
slow.
a map of darknet.
Well, that's what the government wants.
Right. Some researchers have doing something. Yeah. But those a lot of websites there are they only last for several days. It's not like this one secret is very successful. Yeah, but not like that. Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to chat you up about that. Yeah.
Yes. Probably after Friday. Yeah. What? Yes. Yes. I will combine one file. I don't know. It will be the same.
Thank you so much.
I have a question about question number 4. Are you the like by biometric
Something.
technique?
Something you have. Something user is. Something user has. Something user do. So these are two specific. It's like more like some category.
Yeah. And how many researchers seem to
At this moment, we are looking for what?
okay.
Okay, you're interested?